How's it going, Shy?
It's not bad, you know. Things are going okay. Just hanging out with the cat.
Okay. Y'all are
just
bonding?
me and just me and the cat sitting around vibing, just figuring it all out. She's figuring out new places to perch.
Okay.
Um, she's done the windowsill, like she gets it. But now she's figuring out what pillow on the back of the couch is the best for her. Um, she's on the back of a chair, uh, occasionally on new spots of my bed. Some new spots, I think, in my roommate's room. I don't know. She's figuring it out.
Okay.
She too has been locked in the house for a long time.
Did you? So
So
she used to get out before, or it was more like y'all got out and she had her own space?
yeah, she had her own space. We only had her for a year before everything got locked down. So we were still feeling each other out.
Mm.
And I don't, this is the first cat I've ever owned, but I was under the assumption that it would take about 4 to 5 years for the cat to decide if they liked us, right?
Okay.
I just think, I mean, cats are persnickety. So it's just like, yeah, I'll eat your food. And yeah, if I feel like it, I'll shit in this box. But otherwise, I don't know you people. I was just dropped off here. And so that was just kind of the case for sure. We're all just like, hi. But after a year of mostly me being at home,
Okay.
she's now is just kind of like, all right, you good, you know. Um, but she won't let me carry her.
Okay.
She doesn't like that. She likes when my roommate carries her. Um, even though I'm the one that does most of the food managing, I don't. Whatever. I'm not. Who am I? I'm not gonna. That's fine. If you like the roommate better than me, okay, cool. So like that kind of stuff.
That's how I feel about my kids all the time. Like, oh, all right, y'all like y'all mom more. I see y'all.
Mhm,
Shy. I drop those kids off at school. I pick them up from school. I pay
mhm,
for everything.
mhm.
You know, I know I'm half of the gene pool. Admittedly,
Right.
I did not carry them. I know that's a special bond. I'm not knocking it,
That's true.
but like I know I'm part of the picture. I get home. I get like, hey, what's up, Dad? My wife comes
Mhm.
home and like they drop everything, run to her, give her a huge hug, like where you been? I didn't know what we gonna eat. Like I wasn't gonna let y'all die, like I'm here.
Okay, that could be like maybe a track record of something.
Listen,
Maybe.
shot. I'm not denying. I'm not cooking. I get that. You will get
Right.
better food from Gabby, 100%. But like,
Right.
we've made it to the next day clearly enough times that like no one's caught nobody on me. Like y'all are getting by. Like you good. It might have like 3 meals in a row been McDonald's, sure. You know,
Okay.
maybe there
Yeah.
was a few too
Well,
many PB&Js. I get it. I'm not that's not where I shine, you know?
that's mostly the concern. I think is probably just food stuff, and then I guess if you need to kill any bugs or anything
I
like that,
crush that. I crush that.
Yeah.
And that's what gets
So
me tight. I don't get the credit for that. Like I feel like the stuff I do, like they don't see as a part of the parenting package. So for them, it just looks like mom is dominating.
okay. So here's why I think that might be. You don't appreciate what the pops did around the house until you were out of the house.
Yeah, I agree.
So right now it's all moms. It's all moms because moms usually running things within the house.
And full
And
admittance, she's bodying that. Like I'm not saying she doesn't do
Mhm.
her A game. She crushes it. But I'm dope, Shy. Like,
I'm sure you are, Gastor.
yo, I know I got crazy ideas. I get it. But I seen the dads I'm being compared to. I'm bodying dudes,
Right.
you know?
No, I don't doubt it, but trust me, they may not even realize how much you're killing it right now until they have to just do some of that. themselves. Like the day that I was able to kill one of those large roaches, depending on where you live, it's either a water bug or a palmetto bug. Do you
Right.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Oh, the day that I was able to do that by myself, I was like, I'm ready to move out.
Okay, okay.
Because I didn't call my dad to do it. And I used very few chemicals in order to do it when I did it
Okay,
with just a shoe.
okay.
Because sometimes I got to spray them with Windex or spray starts just to kind of slow them down. And also it's a shock to the system because they're expecting raid. But if you hit them with a Windex, they're like, what the fuck is that? And then you can kind of
Boom.
beat them anyway. But yeah, these are all tricks of the trade I had to learn from watching my dad, yelling for my dad to do that kind of stuff.
Telling you. That shot.
Like all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so there will come a time, and there will also come a time where you're going to have to clean up a mess of theirs that mom's is not going to be able to clean up without like freaking out.
Yeah.
And they know that you're going to come in like the cleaner. You're going to come in with gloves on and a fucking a rubber suit, and you're going to be like, "Where's the body? Okay, give me my hacksaw," and you're gonna clean all that shit up,
Uh,
and they're gonna help you, and they're gonna go, "Oh wow, dad is
he
really
he's
okay."
dope.
I guess I gave him shit for all those McDonald's meals, but really,
That's what he do.
he he actually gets rid of bodies for me, and then you won't give them too much shit because you understand how it was that they got to that point.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Whereas a mom will be like, "How did you do this?" Mothers are very quick at being mad at you for doing shit that they definitely did, and they just forgot that they did that shit. So that when you're older and you have a conversation and your mom's like, "Girl, I used to," and you're like, "What?" But but dads are like, "No, I see what happened here. Let me just come in here and clean all this up. We don't even have to speak of it again.
Yeah.
Try not to do that again." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't front like a
So,
lot. Gabby's corrected like 90% of the things, and
mhm.
it takes like a talk. Whereas like I correct 10% of the things, and it's like a head nod. Like, yo, we know what happened. We don't need to get into this. Just don't do
Uh-huh.
that shit again. And I convey all
Right.
that with like a look. You
Mhm.
know?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll get yours. You'll get when they're older, you'll get yours.
Cause this is my shit. Like I've thought about this, Sha. Like I feel like in the family, my Gabby and I, like we handle different problems, right? So like on any given day, 28 days out the month, there's like level 7 problems. Like this is a big problem, and it's something new every day that's like a level 7 issue. And
Right.
Gabby handles that.
Uh-huh.
I'm on level 3. I'm relaxing. I ain't doing shit. I don't even see
Right.
it as a problem because Gabby's on top of that, and she keeps my life simple. I'm on level 2, 3 issues. I got minimal problems,
Right.
but when there's a level 10 problem, it's always
Mhm.
my job. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, hey, we gotta clean up the house. We got guests coming over. Gabby got that.
Mhm.
I gotta cook, dinner for kids. I got half hour to do it. Gabby got that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Weird guy with a gun showed up at the door. That's you, Gastor. You know? 100%. And it's
Fair.
not even like a thought. Like, I know that's my job. And I don't even
Right.
question it no more. Like, I know I gotta go talk to this dude at 2 in the morning and explain to Randu that he don't live in my house. You know? And it just looks like like his building. You know?
Was this a thing you had to do?
100%, Sha. Some dude showed up at our crib. It was like a year ago. He just showed up banging on the door. He's like, yo, let me in. The keys are different. And I had to go talk to this dude at 2 in the morning. You know?
Oh,
He was real
wow.
extra. He was like banging. He's like, yo, why'd y'all change the keys? This is my house. Let me in. And he's like banging on the door. He got like a burner in his hand while he's banging, and he's clearly like
Okay.
trashed. So like
Yeah.
Gabby looked out the window and she's like, "Hey, this is you," and I know it's me. Like I know it's my problem. But I ain't gonna send it out there. That's what I'm here for.
Right.
She's prevented all stress in my week, so that when
Mhm.
this comes up, I'm able to handle it. You know,
Right.
because she can't. She's been stressing level 7 all week. I can't overflow her cup like
Right.
that. So I go there. I open the door and we looked at each other, and like he was drunk where like he wasn't assessing that people are like eye level when you open the door is weird. Like he was like looking everywhere for a second.
Right.
So when he opened the door, he still had like loud energy. So he was like, why'd y'all change the lock? And then he looked at me, and I'm 6 feet tall. Like I'm 300 pounds. I'm a big dude. So like he looked at me, he was like, whoa, big man. And I'm like, yo, why you banging on my door? And he's like, I live here. I'm like, you def don't live here. He's like, no, trust me, this is my house. And I'm like, trust me, this is not your house. He's like, why you say I don't live here no more? I was like, no, to be clear, you never lived here. This is never your house. This is
now you're kicking this man out of his house, Gastor. How dare you?
Yo, so like he was like, we go back and forth, and he's like, you for real, this ain't my house? He's like, I'm like, I'm telling you, it ain't your house. He's like, yo, my name Randall. I'm like, what's going on, Randall? And he's like, yo, I can't find my house. I'm like, I know that, Randall.
Yeah, I've been there.
So like he's like, yo, where is this? And he tells me his address, and it's like 4 blocks over.
Okay.
So like I send him in that direction. Right. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's that way. He's like, all right, cool. Thank you, man. And like I closed the door, and I looked it up on my phone. It was 4 blocks, but the other way. So I felt terrible. So I went back out. Randall was gone. I couldn't find Randall anymore. So I hope he got home at some point. But I Google imaged the house, and it does look like my house. I can't front. So I ain't mad at him.
All right.
I think he was roaming and saw a similar building, and was like,
that's home.
It's where I live. And apparently they've locked him out before, and brandishing his gun was the only way that he felt.
Yeah. It sounds like this wasn't the first time he's had to demand to get into his house.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not Gabby's, that's not on her plate. That's on my plate. I know that's my problem. It only comes now. Gabby's dealing with stuff every day. I get like maybe 3 incidents like that a year. Something of that caliber. That's my job as a dad. And kids don't see that. I didn't wake up the kids and say, hey, yo, just so y'all know, I saved y'all life.
Look at you. Look at your dad doing something.
Yeah, like that doesn't register them. They don't know them kids slept great. They had waffles in the morning like nothing happened. They don't know.
Trust me, they will know in their gut who to call. When they hit that dad thing, they're gonna go, I need to call dad. Okay. Like they're not even like, they will know like, this is not for mom. Yeah. This is for pops.
Okay.
And that's when you will get what it is you are seeking now. But it's coming. It's coming. I swear to you, it's coming.
I hope so. I feel like like I said, I full kudos. She bodies the job. I know I can't do what she does on a daily. That shit would stress me out.
Right.
But in turn, I know when major things go down, I've handled it. It only comes up every now and then, but I know automatically, I know it's my job. I know this is a moment where I got to do what I got to do. And this is why I get the big piece of chicken. This is why I get to sit down. It's because of this. I get to chill all month because this comes up on the 30th or whatever. This is my responsibility to handle this, So I get it. Yep. But still, I wish they notice every now and then, you know what I mean?
You just got to be patient. That's all. You just got to be patient. It will come. Trust me, it will come. When it does, you may wish it hadn't, but you're a dad, so you're going to have to take care of it anyway, but it'll come.
If I told you how many times that first year, that first apartment before we bought the house, how many times I came home and like Gabby and the kids would be like, yo, there's like 4 cups holding animals or roaches. You got to deal with that. Just like randomly throughout the floors of my house. And I knew I ain't bad at eyes. This was my problem, And it was double my fault because I couldn't afford for us to be in a nicer place yet. So I ate it. It is what it is. It's my responsibility. And it was a constant reminder, save up, get us out of this place. You will have less roaches and rodents. It's motivational, if anything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, I've definitely broken leases over rodents.
Oh, yeah. She put a battery in my back. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I swear to you, I swear it'll all shake out in the end. They will acknowledge the dadness that you do.
Yeah. One day, Sha, one day. These kids think centipedes are a real issue. You know what I mean? Like, oh, y'all been cush. You know, your life has been sweet. You see us.
Yeah, no, they gotta learn how to just kill those and keep it
I'm
moving.
telling you like they called me the other day because of a moth. You know, nonsense. You don't know.
Yeah, no, you better, yeah, buck those kids
Telling
up
you.
because once you start killing kids, it's much easier.
Telling
It's
you.
kind of it's much easier. You're just like, oh God, and then you start just swinging away. But you do it. You
Oh
do it.
yeah.
Now afterwards, do you feel a little bit of post traumatic stress? Are you like rocking back and forth while sitting while holding yourself on your bed?
With
Just staring at this. Yeah, you are. But you know what you also did? You threw a sandal through your living room into your bedroom and you knocked this bug off of the headboard of your bed and now it is dying behind your bed and you did that.
it's you.
You did that. Be proud of yourself, Shalewa. You fucking did that. Did you sleep in the living room for 2 days? You did. But you knocked that bitch off with a sandal from the other room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
I knew I was ready to move out when I started talking to my dad and we would like compare kills.
no, no. Oh my goodness.
He was like, "You did what?" I was like, "Yo, trust, it was fire." He's like, "I ain't gonna front, it's impressive. Let me show you what I did." You know. Let's get into the news.
All right.
Raekwon Ghostface battled it out during the verses. Yes, indeed. The first versus battle that happened after Swiss and Timbaland sold the franchise to Triller earlier this month.
Oh, let me jump in to say it turns out Triller is like it was like a thing. I thought it was that channel that showed scary movies,
Yeah.
but that's Chiller. My bad. So Triller is like was another way of watching video type stuff, you know, kind of in not TikTok, but not Vine, but like something somewhere between YouTube and TikTok, a way of watching videos.
I was actually going to say,
so that is,
one of our listeners, Bishop, hit me up saying that this is the same app that worked with Snoop for the Mike Tyson fight. For that whole event.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So once I realized that, I was like, well, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I still don't understand what happened, but that's okay. Anyway, Rick, let's go back to Ghost in the Chef.
Oh, that's the new segue I'm hoping to hear one day.
And now back to Ghost in the Chef.
Two of Wu-Tang's most popular members, Raekwon and Ghostface, went up against each other. However, unlike other battles, they shared the stage in true celebration of each other's work. Yeah, this was confusing but fun for me. Like I enjoyed it a lot. Like just as in general performance, I'm a big fan of both of these artists. This never felt like a battle. This was just two dudes hanging out. And I feel like all of their best stuff is with the other guy. Like I never even knew when they were trading. It was like, yo, let's do your song where I'm on it. All right, cool. Let's do my song where you're on it. All right, cool. And it was just that for 3 hours.
And I think that's the way that was probably planned and should have played out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're gonna get two members of Wu-Tang who are still viable like now and popular, like absolutely, it's gonna be a good time. They weren't all. I think like this thing says that like this article is kind of, which again I must note is an allhiphop.com selection, is very like unlike other battles, it's a true celebration of their work, and they weren't against each other. They were working to get and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but did you really think that like Gladys Knight was going to get Patti LaBelle in a fucking headlock, like song wise? Like that one was also the same. The ones where it felt antagonistic, you could feel it, but then there are ones that also, this is the one that's coming up off of D'Angelo's and Friends. So like it's gonna be a good time. I mean, the whole point of these are that they're supposed to be a good time. I think a lot of people put a lot of weight on like who you think's gonna win, and I'm like, I think it's more of just like we get to hear people with comparable like catalogs kind of hopefully like each other enough to want to play one on one against each other, but it's much more fun than that.
Right.
Now, some of, so I mean, like this was definitely like that.
Yeah, I love the
y-
vibe of this. I agree. I think it was real cool energy, just like seeing two friends hang out. It felt like like the All-Star game or like the dunk contest. Like you're flexing, but you get
right.
along. Yeah, I dig it.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
news that came out from it. Raekwon revealed he's working on a new book. I didn't know he had an old book, but okay.
Yeah. I think like a cookbook. Like I think he
Oh
put out a literal
yeah,
cookbook.
you're right. That makes sense. That's on brand. That's what's up. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
Italian food, I'm assuming. He like
Yeah.
talks about like
Probably.
him and Ghost always talked about like ragu and
Right.
like they were real extreme. It was either really affordable Italian food
Hmm.
or really expensive Italian food. And then
Yeah. Right.
yeah. But yeah, he's writing a book from Staircase to the Stage, a 300-page book about his life coming out through Simon and Schuster, and
Oh.
Ghostface
Okay.
is working on a new energy drink called Cream. So
Oh
yeah, I
boy.
love it. I love
Oh.
Wallace. I interviewed You God when he put out his book, and that
Uh-huh.
was amazing. Like I got asked to interview him through I forget what publication right now. I'm blanking. My apologies on that, but it was like clearly like not like me, like the
Hmm.
name. So like initially they get reached out to. They're like, hey, this company wants to interview you. So like you God gets on the phone and like he's probably done like 10 press interviews that day on the phone. So he was like tired.
Right.
So he was like, hey, what's going on? Whatever. He's going through it. And I'm like, hey, I just want to say I'm a big fan. I'm from East New York too, because, you God and a few of the other members are from Brooklyn. So they spent
Okay.
time in BK and he has family out in East New York. And like
Hmm.
normally I would do something like that to bond with like a fellow artist before getting into the
Right.
interview. I did that. And normally I think that would be good. In
Right.
this case, it was great for our relationship. It was terrible
Uh-huh.
for the interview.
Oh
And
no.
like you God got so excited to talk to somebody else hood for the day. Like clearly he had been
Right.
talking to like nobody from East New York all day. And then he
Right.
got way too comfortable. He was like, yo, Bobby that got murdered on Pickett? And then he was telling random tales of like violence and crime. I'm like, yo, I can't use this in the interview. Like this is
Well,
illegal or this
this
was
is
way too
great. Yeah.
compromising. He's like, and
Oh
like
wow.
every time he told me a story, he's like, oh, you can't put that in because the editor told me I couldn't put it in the book. So clearly I can't put that in. I know you like I so like at the end of it, like I had to send like submit an interview that I like did. And like the
Right.
question I had to like format questions afterward to like whatever
Right.
he talked about
Go
just
with
so it
what he was
looked like an
saying.
interview. But
Oh
it
my
was
god.
random. Like like if you read that interview, like I got really in-depth answers, but like it's questions that it would have never occurred to me to ask. But they
Right.
out there, you can read a crazy interview I did with You God to this day somewhere online. But just know that he was very friendly and overly revealing in that interview. Much respect to the dude, very trusting to a fellow East
That's
New Yorker.
wild. Here is my only uh I think my only Wu-Tang related story. Not that everyone should have one, but
I disagree. Everyone should. There's a lot of
everyone
members in
should.
that
There
group.
were enough of them. I feel like they should have covered the country in a way that everybody should have encountered
Seriously, like you bumped into like La
somebody.
the Dark Man or somebody like an affiliate,
Somebody
you know.
at least. But especially, I mean, but considering that I was, in Atlanta, like it still was. I was like, oh, there should be more, but there aren't. But anywho, so there was a club that is just kind of like a home to me, in Atlanta, MJQ Concourse. They know who they are, and they would have on a hip hop night. Which at this point I think was Fridays is when they had hip hop DJs come in. So my sister and I would go out there together, and our spot would be in front of the kind of stage which seems like it would be like in front of all the action, but it's not because we're not next to the DJ booth, although now the DJ booth is next to the stage. The DJ booth was elsewhere. So we were kind of equidistant from the DJ booth and say like the emergency exit. But the real power spots were like by the bar, and we were far away from that. So we're just in our own little cubby little section.
Okay.
But it is still a stage. So what happens is at some point they're like, "Yo, Raekwon is here." We're like, "No, no. What do you mean, Ray? Ray, the chef? No." And he comes out on the stage, and DJ starts playing stuff. And so he would rap along with his verse on certain songs. And so he can't do the whole Wu-Tang joint, but he'd do his part on certain songs. And then a couple, maybe a half a verse on one of his own things, whatever. I'm not fully versed in Wu-Tang lore, so I don't know. I don't have particulars. But what he did do was in between each song, he would just kind of talk to the people. And this was right around the time that like there was definitely the beginning of a sea change in hip hop and in fashion. So like skinny jeans, young men in skinny jeans were really kind of, whatever. So at some point, he's just kind of like, and he may have been like entering, like leaving his 30s, maybe entering his 40s, something like that.
Okay.
So, at that time I was very interested in how hip hop was going to age. Because it's always been just a young person's game.
Right.
And I was just curious, like, who's going to be our Rolling Stones? Who's going to be able to tour constantly, just doing the hits and blah, blah, you know what I mean?
Right.
So when he started to just kind of be a middle-aged man up there, like, hey, man, I don't know about this. I was paying attention more. Because at first, my sister and I were like, why they stop the music? Oh, this dude is here? Okay. And but now I'm kind of paying attention because I'm like, oh, he's maybe breaking down a little bit and like sharing more than he should in a packed club. And so, he's just kind of having these moments. And then, he's like, I don't know about these young niggas in these skinny jeans. That ain't for me. If you don't have baggy pants on and with your Timbs and your block, and I'm like, I get it, but I mean, fashion does move forward. If that's your uniform, that's your uniform. But the young people, they're going to do something different. But I get it. You're the chef, whatevs. And so from there, he'd go into another song. And then he'd come out of something else and he'd complain about some other shit that young people are doing. And then he'd go into a song. And then he'd come out and he got another thing, like Andy Rooney or some shit. So he had been doing this for a minute. And at some point, he's in between songs and he says, yo, man, I was in the Target the other day and my sister, who I guess had been fed up, was just like, oh, save this shit for your diary. Like, said that out loud. Now, we are right by the stage. So I'm like, okay, we got to move. I think we need to move.
Yeah, that's going to get
we
different.
got to move. But my sister's cute. She ain't getting no trouble. That's the freedom of being a cute woman. If you can say shit like that and they look down, they're like, you ain't mean that. I don't know if he heard it and looked and just ignored us or what. But my sister said, save this shit for your diary. And I could not stop laughing.
You heard it here. Shalewa's sister motivated Raekwon to write this book.
Write this book, yeah. So when I see he's got this book, I'm like, oh yeah, no, a 300 page. We're lucky we're getting that much. He's got a lot to say.
Yeah, I gotta buy it now. I'm really hoping that he's like, yo, shout outs to this lady in Atlanta.
Oh God, I hope he doesn't remember us. But anywho, Raekwon, if for some reason you have stumbled upon this, please know that we want the best for you. I hope your book goes well because you really are quite a raconteur. I was very interested in all of the complaining that you were doing. You're a wordsmith. But don't get mad at us for what happened like 17 years ago or whatever.
Word up. There you go. And if you do get mad, just want to specify Shalewa's sister, not me.
Not me. Yeah.
Me and Shy with peace. I own a lot of wallabies because of you. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. And also what was it? Was it the clip that Ghostface did where he's talking shit to somebody? Who's he talking to?
Oh,
Is it
Action
Action Bronson?
Bronson, yeah.
When I tell you I played that clip every day for like a full summer, and he's cussing you out while Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes plays in the background. Yo, best thing in the world. Look it up,
Real
y'all.
talk.
Look it up.
Ghost is a vibe.
Ghost
Ghostface
is a vibe. Yeah, it's definitely probably the best. My favorite Ghostface thing.
It's my favorite stand-up set of that year. Like, he crushed it. He bodied that. I don't care what Chappelle came out there, nothing. It does not compete with what my man did on that phone. And it was the first time where like somebody shot vertical and it didn't frustrate me. I was like, nope, this is all part of the art. Like, this needed to be like this.
Yeah. Why do we expect him to go in the landscape? Go on and just give us the straight, uncut dope in portrait. Absolutely.
Oh man. Jay-Z's autographed baseball card shatters sales records. The Pride of Marcy has made history yet again. I love all hip hop. These articles start off so happy. Jay-Z, the multi-hyphenate, who has been shaking up hip hop for almost 30 years, has recently set a record for having the highest selling non-sports trading card. On Friday, they posted an image of the 2005 Topps Chrome Jay-Z one-of-one Superfractor autograph in promotion of the auction. The current bid was posted at $2,200 at the time. After the sale, the company, this is a public service announcement. Jay-Z's Topps Chrome Superfractor one-of-one was sold for $105,780 via gold auctions. This is the top all-time record for a non-sports TCG card. For those wondering why it sold for this much, besides the fact that it was one-of-one, it was officially rated 9 mint, which is incredibly difficult to maintain in terms of conditioning of the card that's that old, and also it is autographed. So for all these reasons, people decided to bid 49 times. Minimum bids were going up by 500 at a time, and it led to this insane amount of money that you could buy a house with being spent on a card of a non-athlete.
Okay, I got questions. Why are we doing trading cards for rappers? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
And what is the card made from that makes it so hard to keep up with? Like, is it is it printed on like gossamer? Like, what is it? Like, is it on chiffon? Why is this so hard to? And okay, so he signed it as signature over a reflective strip. Like, I don't look, hooray for Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
Great. But why? I guess is my question.
I don't know, but I can't even validate this with Sha.
Yeah, I'm not upset with it, but I just didn't know, like, what are the other one-off rap cards should we be looking for? Who else got this treatment from Topps? Like, does Topps making a bunch of one-off cards for rappers and performers because the baseball card industry isn't working? Or like, can I go to a bodega and just buy like a pack of like, just whatever crew, like the ASAP crew? Can I buy a pack of ASAP?
They should have cards. ASAP crew is perfect for this. There's enough.
You know what I mean?
Like,
and then do I trade them? And then if I can get one of them to sign, and then like it's work, like how, like is that something that was, well, let's see. This card is from 2005. So is that something I can do now? And if I can't do it with cards, can I do it with Rap Snacks?
There we go. Get Rap Snacks like, autographed.
Yeah, can I get Soulja Boy to sign my bag of his Rap Snacks and then, sell it for a lot of money? Look, I just got bills. I'm just trying to figure out how can I help this? How can this work for me, basically?
I'm just so happy that the tables have finally turned, and Shalewa was the one coming up with hustles right here on this podcast. I get called out for my crazy ideas all the time. Y'all watch Shalewa slowly get influenced by me over the last few episodes, and now she's coming up with her own.
Oh no, what a nightmare.
Oh man, I'm gonna have you stealing appliances from PC Richards in no time.
Oh God, no! I hope that wasn't one of your schemes.
It was not. I guess I won't admit to that on this podcast.
Yeah, no. Good for you, you God. Don't get too comfortable.
Oh man, down payments come from somewhere. Is all I'm saying. Bobby Shmurda, no gangs, booze or bars. That's right. Bobby Shmurda has got to keep his nose clean for now that he's out on parole. Because of his parole situation, he has quite a few different conditions. One of them being an 8 p.m. curfew, according to docs obtained by TMZ. He also has to submit to a substance abuse testing and get counseling for aggression and anger. He also can't drink alcohol, hang out at bars, and obviously gang life. This all just seems like solid advice. He should be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. I guess if you have to explicitly say no gangs, then that speaks to an issue. But it seems to me that this would all work out for him in the positive for a little while.
Yeah, I was on board with this. Literally, my only complaint is like when I see a picture of Bobby Shmurda, I always feel like it's like centered incorrectly, where like they center it like a normal picture, where I always want to see more of his hat. Like his hat is legendary. It is floated. You know, it's been thrown up. I feel like pictures should center the hat and also show Bobby Shmurda, but the hat should never be cut off. Here, the hat is cut off in this TMZ article as disrespectful.
Well, I mean, there's still a substantial amount of hat there.
Yeah,
that's still a lot. He definitely has got the huge, a big brim and a tall whatever it is in the front. Like it's still all very big. It's an oversized hat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true that the hat does deserve respect because I mean that thing's been up in the air until he got out of prison. So
it did a bit.
That is impressive.
I'm a fan of the hat, but I think all of these rules are just solid rules you should follow. Like this is essentially what we did during the quarantine. I ain't seen no gangs. I was in bed by 8.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I definitely was in bed by 8. Yeah, there was a point of time where I was like, oh, okay, so I just get up and with the sun and lay down with the sun. Great. Good night. My roommate's like, it's 7:30. And I'm like, I said good night. I'm done. What am I staying up for? I can't even hang out with gangs. But this is all also stuff that is normally under parole.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's anything here that felt special. The only special thing is that it's happening to Bobby Shmurda, but it's not special because he did just get out of prison and he's on parole, and these are all the things. And also, there was that clip of him where he was somewhere at a party or somewhere, and some woman offered him like a drink, and he was like, nah, I'm good. I got a bottle of water. So I'm like, okay, so he's probably going to stick with this, yeah. I hope.
I'm rooting for him, you know what I mean? He's going to make it happen.
But yeah.
I feel like parolees, they're like a lot like new parents. Like they talk too much about their issues and they're not that impressive, Like I don't care that your kid crawled, they kept his head up. Like all babies do that at some point, So I feel like it's similar with parolees. They're like, yo, they don't let me drink. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's part of the deal.
That seems logical. You made bad decisions.
That's how I'm able to talk to you face to face, is if you don't drink.
They don't let me leave my crib. I was like, they let you go to your crib, though, right? Okay.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, yo, please don't kill me, Bobby. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Oh man, let's finally. Warner Brothers says there are no plans with Zack Snyder after Justice League. The Snyderverse is complete. Bad news for fans campaigning to hashtag restore the Snyderverse on Twitter. Warner Media CEO Ann Sarnoff has confirmed there are no plans for director Zack Snyder to extend his trilogy of DC films. I gotta say, like, this is fully on brand for DC. DC has struggled to make good movies and good decisions. Admittedly, I thought this movie was way too long. I can't watch it. But everybody seems to like it better. And they can't have that. You know, they're like, oh, hold on, y'all like this? That's not what we're after. We don't want to make y'all happy. You know, that doesn't get the news talking about us. What can we do to piss everybody off? Oh, cool. The first time y'all like one of our movies, we're gonna say we're not making any more with that guy. So yeah, that seems very on brand for me with DC. I'm not surprised at all by this.
First off, I forgot that it was a thing that came out earlier. I don't keep up with these movies. Once you say that there's a superhero, my brain just clicks off and my eyes cross. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So when people are like, oh no, but this is the Zack Snyder cut. And I'm like, what does that mean? And, you know, it's a different cut because he was the original director. And I'm like, wait, this came out already?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the Josh Whedon. And I'm like, wait, so the Buffy guy directed it after this guy left? Like, I truly, you had to catch me up on like 3-4 years worth of shit before I was like, okay. And then it's wild that people are just like, yeah, let him do what he wants to do. And they did, and it's 4 hours.
Oh.
He knew he wasn't going to get to do anything else. That's why he made it 4 hours.
My kids.
There's no. Like the 4 hours. And I mean, did he think originally that he was going to be able to slide 4 hours into a Metroplex?
Yo, real talk, you know, Shot, maybe Zack Snyder is after this whole, is the person behind the quarantine. Like, this was his master plan. Like, oh, y'all ain't going to watch my 4-hour cut? You want to tell me I got to make changes? I bet. Okay. All y'all sick, stuck in the house, and y'all go beg me for my 4-hour movie. You know what I mean? He got it out there. People see his vision. They like it. They impressed. Now we got 4-hour movies as standard. You know?
No, he is not changing that for me. Not at all. He doesn't understand my bill. First off, I'm not going to watch it because I don't care about this anyway. But secondly, if I start watching something, I can be fully into it. And then something will happen. A character can do one little thing. And I go, oh, I don't care about what happened to these people anymore. And I shut it off and I never go back.
Yo.
Never. I don't care how much love and time you put into it. And I know that's not ideal as a creator, but as an audience member, why am I going to waste my time? Anytime someone's like, well, you know, by the third episode, come on.
You got third episode time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't got that in me.
No, I got stuff that I know that I love that I will watch over and over before I wait till the third episode on anything.
Real talk, I'm with you. I felt like that about Mad Men. Mad Men I enjoyed a lot. Everybody kept telling me, yo, it starts slow. I was like, all right, what episode is not that? And then they told me it was like episode like 10 of the first season. So I just read about that on Wikipedia, and I just started on that episode. Right. And I was like, yo, everybody should just get that. Cliff notes for the not good episodes.
Hey, I started Mad Men like on season, I feel like season 3, maybe.
That's real.
Because I was just like, I don't know if I want to. I mean, it looks like it looks cool, but I don't know if I want to. And everyone's like, oh, it kind of has a slow start, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of just started watching it because I was just like, let's see if I can sit through this show. But by then, three seasons, you know, or the third season, it was more established. Yeah. So it was moving. And then when I read up on the previous shows, I was like, oh, so it's just like a soap opera. So this one just had this dude's baby and didn't say nothing about it and gave it away. Oh. Okay. Cool. Then great. That's all I needed. and then I kept going. And I love the show, but I still haven't watched the first 2 seasons because I'm like, I got it. That's you know what I mean? Just, we don't have to do all of it, everybody.
That's it. Real easy.
We don't have to do all of it.
Real easy. Shout outs to R2D2. What's his name? RJD2. Did the beat on that?
Oh, yeah. R2D2. Yeah, man, I love that theme song. That Mad Men theme song is so great.
Oh, man. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to the show. If you're an Apple listener, please rate the show. 5 stars if you're a nice person, 4 stars if you got, questions about yourself. You know what I mean? I get it. It happens. We hope to make you a better person in life. If you have any articles you'd like for us to discuss on the show, feel free to DM us directly at Silky Jumbo, at Gastor Almonte on Twitter or Instagram. With that said, always appreciate all of y'all. My name is Gastor Almonte, always with the homie Shalewa Sharpe. This has been another War Report. Catch y'all next week. Peace.